Richmond hosts ENEA once again. It's a shootout in the round of 8. Green flag is out. 180 laps of action. Let's go racing at Richmond. Dakota Long battling with the number 9 of Jake Prince, who's now behind him. Long takes the lead in the number 8 down the back straight. Prince gets loose out of turn number 2. Huggins needs to avoid him. He's going to lose it right into traffic. Prince, Lindemann involved. Huggins, of all people, makes it through. 2 laps in the yellow rag. Waves over Richmond Raceway. Ryan Pasoko, Ryan Lindemann caught in that one. French pilot Ryan Terrien makes it through. The Parisian in his black and blue number 6 makes it fine. Dakota Long puts in the fastest lap of the race, 23:35. We're only 3 laps into this race. Caution flew out 1 lap ago. Let's go back and see just what caused Prince to go around. So Jacob Prince gets loose out of the second corner. I think Huggins follows him. Prince saves the car. Huggins doesn't. And Huggins just puts the binders on and he makes it through A-OK. Let's ride on board with Perrin. Justin Shoup at the back of all of this unharmed. Let's ride on board with Jake Prince. Nicky Simpson caught a piece of this one too. Right into Ryan Terrien. Not too much damage for the Connecticut native, but the Superbike Services 44 Chevrolet already in a spot of trouble. So caution flies out. Dakota Long continues to lead this race in his number 8. The Chevrolet sits at the top. Sean Anderson is in that second position. Lights are still on atop the pace truck. Bringing up the standings coming into tonight's race. Long has work to do. Sitting 6th in those standings right now, only 4 markers off of Cody McFadden, who's right now not in this race as I'm reading it. McFadden not in this running, sitting just above that bubble. Cody Johnson in the 4th position. So Dakota Long only 6 markers off of Cody Johnson. The 08 car finds himself running in position number 8. Car number 8 will have control of the field when we go racing again. Mama Vols in the chat. What's going on, Mama? Send my love to Terry and the rest of the family. Tennessee, Alabama, and everywhere else. So we're going to go back to green. Let's try this one again. Dakota Long with control of the field. Sean Anderson on the outside. How about Luke Reed? He's going to be starting this one in the 4th position. Now that is a great paint scheme. I do like Sunkist, but that genuinely is a cool-looking paint scheme, and Luke has had his fair share of excellent paint schemes. We'll see how far the Sunkist Chevrolet takes him. Green flag about to come out at Richmond. Let's go racing! .22.90 fastest lap Dakota Long leading in that black number 8 down the back straight. Michael Bennett now sitting in the second position. Look at him in that number 19 all the way up to that silver medal spot, while Sean Anderson sits behind him in the Wyndham Rewards Ford. Justin Shoup sitting in the 4th position. Parisian Ryan Terrien to the inside. The French driver looking to get a win this season and possibly make the rest of the playoffs. Terrien sitting 8th out of 8 drivers in this playoff run. Win and you're in. That's the saying. Terrien certainly going to have to put his all into these next 2 races. Although Ryan Terrien does find himself only, I think, 17 points off the cut line. So here's hoping. And Simpson's in the wall again. The Simpson fans are going to hound him in the chat now. Nicky Simpson has dented the Superbike Services 44 machine again. That special livery for Simpson made to look like his very own Ducati 1098S. Now in some trouble again. Simpson pulls off the racetrack. Is he going to park it? Is he just trying to save it from certain destruction? The 46 finds himself 12th in the running. Long leads the race in his number 8. He's put 1.2 seconds out on Sean Anderson. Perrin Huggins now looks to get to the inside of number 19. Mike Bennett's going to open the door for that number 4, the 91 of Justin Shoup. Now on the outside, trying to follow Bennett. 13 laps complete. These 7 laps have been our longest. Green flag run of the race as Bennett gets loose out of turn number 2. He saves it. He's already got some scrapes on the right-hand side of that one, but Mike keeping it moving in the right direction. Lindemann goes green. Johnson goes green, Reed goes green, and Jacob Prince does the same. All of them putting in personal bests at this point in the race, and Prince looks like he's on the move. Let's go on board with Jake. Jake Prince sitting a quarter of a second behind Michael Bennett, while Nick Simpson makes contact with the wall for a 3rd time. The pilot of the 46 has lost the plot. Simpson just trying to hold on, just trying to at least do some circuits without putting some scratches on the car, Nicky. Come on. He's behind the 6 of Ryan Terrien. Ryan Pasocco now catching up to Simpson, who's running in that 12th position. Shout out to Dr. Bush, who's also in the scheme, in the chat. Shout out to Dr. Bush. Shout out to Racing Rick as well, cheering on his boy Justin Shoup, the pride of Buellton, Virginia, at his home racetrack, sitting in the top 5 right now. Perrin Huggins just ahead in that number 4 car. Jake Prince all over the back end of Michael Bennett. Let's go on board. Well, yeah, let's go on board with the 19. That's the gap all the way to second place. Sean Anderson in the 13. Following along, 1.5 seconds off the pace, while Mike Bennett now tries to catch up to Jake Prince. Further on back, Ryan Lindemann, Lucas Reed, and Pasoko, all within striking distance. Looks like drivers have decided to spread out from each other and at least just turn some laps. Reed now looking to the inside of Lindemann. The Busch Chevrolet now has work to do. Long still in front, still in charge, but 1.3 seconds the gap. Looking at the last 5 laps, Sean Anderson now starting to claw in the lead to Dakota Long. Are the tires possibly starting to wear on that number 8? Anderson starting to reel him in, but Perrin Huggins looks like he's quicker than Anderson now. So Anderson possibly trying to have to play offense and defense. That number 4 Subway Ford creeping up fast on the 13. Nick Simpson said some touchy damage from the wall. He's going to have to sit back and let the car repair. So Simpson's going to sit in 12th, but he'll be back in fighting shape. Sean Anderson waiting on Perrin Huggins to catch him up, while Ryan Lindemann sits sandwiched between Pasoko and Reed. And Reed just taking his time as well. If you've just joined us, you have not missed a thing. Perrin Huggins in the number 4 is locked into the next round of racing. He won last week at the Pocono Raceway. Jake Prince sitting in the 5th position right now, currently sitting 2nd in points. He's got 6 wins this season, but he is not locked into the next round, the final round of racing, as it were. 8 will become 4. And they're going to race it out for the championship at Las Vegas. That's in 2 weeks' time. But before then, we've got to finish out this Richmond race. Then we've got the Michigan Raceway coming up next week, the 2-mile D-Oval in the rolling Irish hills of Jackson, Michigan. That's going to be unbelievable. You all better tune in for that one as well. Prince holding his own in that 5th position. Michael Bennett in 6th. While Pasoko, Lindemann, Terrien, and Reed are now all going to do battle. How about Ryan Terrien on the very inside, choosing to stay out of the equation? He's going to hold back and live to fight another lap. But now Lindemann and Reed are going to fight it out, and Pasoko in the Werther's original number 2 is going to watch it all unfold. Long still in front, but the gap now down to 1 second. Perrin Huggins sitting right behind Sean Anderson. And Huggins hasn't made the move yet. I don't know if Huggins has been just waiting, trying to save his tires. We'll see exactly what's up. Drivers possibly going between 75 to 85 laps on one green flag run. only a few drivers pitted during the first and only caution of the race. Obviously, the ones that were damaged in that crash. Been racing here since the 40s on these fairgrounds, but the track has only had its distinct D-oval shape since the late 80s, 1988 to be exact. They reconfigured Richmond. They turned it into a D-oval, and they've been racing here like this ever since. And I think during the late 90s, both Richmond races were run in the nighttime. Now I think only one Richmond race is run in the nighttime, but I could be wrong on that. Ask Racing Rick. Racing Rick is in the chat somewhere. He'll tell you. He'll tell you all about Richmond. I bet he's been coming here for years. Sean Anderson finally giving way to Perrin Huggins, as you just saw. Nicky Simpson looks like he's back out of the pits. Let's ride along with Simpson and see if he can keep it on the racetrack this time. Lindo in that 5.7 Busch car has Ryan Terrien all up his back end, while Lucas Reed has to make way, possibly, for Ryan Pasocco in the Werther's Originals Chevrolet. Pasocco holding on strong. Racing Rick talking about Richmond, saying it was always a night race 2 times a year, and that's exactly how I remember it. Bristol had a day race and a night race. Richmond had 2 night races, and Martinsville had both day races. And of the short tracks that NASCAR ran, you got to see Richmond in both climates. It was always an interesting, you got to see Richmond in 2 climates. But before then, and Rick will tell you, I don't know when they put lights on this racetrack, Rick, but maybe you can tell the folks looking in the chat and see, as Lucas Reed decides to almost put that Sunkist car right in the trash can. Recycle the car. Metal recyclers. You recycle a can of Sunkist, so Lucas Reed should recycle the car. In fact, Lucas Reed nearly comes into pit road. Ryan Terrien takes that advantage. He gets around, Lindemann gets around Terrien. I've got that backwards, while Dakota Long now has Perrin Huggins behind him. The lead has shrunk from what was almost 2 seconds down to 2/10, and Perrin Huggins is now all over the back end of the 8 car. But here's the question. Has Huggins been instructed by his friend Long to just sit there in second? We don't know. We'll see what happens over the next 130 some laps, but is Perrin Huggins just going to sit behind Long and play defense to guarantee a win for his friend, or are they going to scrap it out like gentlemen in these next 140 laps? We'll find out, but Dakota Long still leads Perrin Huggins, who has the fastest average lap time of the last 5 laps, now content to ride behind Long. We'll see how this works out. Michael Bennett had an incident in the 19. Let's see what happened. Same thing that happened to Perrin Huggins. Same thing that happened to Jake Prince as well, just loose off the second corner. Have another look. And he spins it again before being able to take it down to pit road. Mike just decides he's going to take it immediately to pit road and jump right there. Perrin Huggins chooses not to make a move. Sean Anderson will now fill in the space as Perrin Huggins plays defense and tries to ensure a win for Dakota Long, guaranteeing him a next spot in these playoff rounds. Lucas Reed now trying to take over Ryan Lindemann again. Lindemann goes to the inside. Lucas Reed decides he's going to make contact with the outside wall. Maybe trying to get a good run into turn number 4. Let's see what Reed has coming into 1. Dakota Long still your race leader in that number 8 with Huggins. Behind him, Anderson continues to creep into Long. Now 0.7 of a second and fewer remaining. Further on back, Jake Prince now sitting ahead. Well, no, behind Justin Shoup, I'm sorry. Let's see the gap over the last 5 laps here. Prince quicker than Shoup consistently by at least 1/10 a second. And both of the Coors cars, it's always cool to see them side by side because they are just reverse schemes of each other. They look excellent. Shout out to whoever painted that, but that's pretty fantastic. Both the Coors cars sitting nose to tail, 4th and 5th right now. Right now, Prince looks like he's content. Nope, he's not content. He's going to go to the inside of Justin Shoup. And one teammate will pass the other. Justin Shoup in the 91 lets Prince by. 4 seconds outside of the top 5. The Homestead winner, Cody Johnson. He guaranteed himself a place in this quarterfinal. But he's got to win to guarantee himself a place in the final round at Las Vegas. Looking at these points, Johnson sitting 4th. He is just above that cut line. 2 points ahead of Cody McFadden, who's not in tonight's race, and only 6 points ahead of Dakota Long. They are 5 positions apart, so as the points stand, Long would get into the playoffs. But again, one more race to go. And Dakota Long still diligently being guarded by Perrin Huggins in the subway Ford. Huggins, he had a clear shot to the inside and he chose not to take it. Huggins protecting, guarding the back end of the number 8. Now out of that 4th corner, Huggins again has the run out of turn number 4. He decides not to go for it. Sean Anderson now coming up behind that number 4 as Long slower than Huggins, but now coming up to lap traffic. We're going to see exactly how this plays out. Remember, last week, Dakota Long wrecking himself and Jake Prince. And I believe Justin Shoup also got a piece of that as well last week at Pocono. Not his first attempt to take out either himself or his rivals on the racetrack. So Dakota Long, certainly not a stranger to any moves that might take out himself and anybody else on the racetrack. Perrin Huggins again staying behind Long. Ryan Lindemann on the inside trying to stay on the lead lap. Will he give Long a hard time? He's going to try and push him up the racetrack. Forces the 8 to back down. Great defense from the 5-7. Huggins has to stay at bay. Now the 5-7 of Lindemann gives way to Dakota Long. Perrin Huggins will follow. Sean Anderson in that 3rd position. With Perrin Huggins playing protector to Dakota Long, Sean Anderson now not only has to get up to Dakota Long. He's got to get around Perrin Huggins while doing it. Here comes the 6-time winner, Jacob Prince, with his teammate in tow, Justin Shoup in the 91. Gets to the inside of 8th place, Ryan Lindemann. Just realized this whole time we have not had timing and scoring, and I apologize profusely. That's 100% my fault. Luke Reed now trying to catch up to Ryan Lindemann. This is the pass for the 8th position. Reed undamaged in that number 3 Sunkist machine, now trying to get around Lindo in that 5-7. Reed probably trying the crossover. Let's see how this works out for him. Reed in the 3 does get to the inside of Lindo in that 5-7. Dakota Long has Perrin Huggins all up his back, and Huggins trying to play the role of offensive lineman, trying to protect Long from getting any hits. Sean Anderson, now how patient will Anderson be with the 4 of Huggins? Not only Anderson, Jake Prince, Justin Shoup, how patient will they be? Prince with a blink, Shoup following, and Huggins sandwiched in the middle. Dakota Long undoubtedly forcing a train right now, running slower. Last time around, Long 23.78. That's 1.1 seconds off his best time. So the numbers don't lie. Dakota Long holding back, Perrin Huggins playing defense. And now Jake Prince gets around Sean Anderson. How patient will Prince be? Here's the move for 3rd. Prince with a blink. Anderson doesn't put up a terrible fight. On board now with Prince, who's got Huggins, who gets squirrely. Prince now has a window into 1st. He's gotten around Huggins. Huggins will try to move up the racetrack. Huggins, with manners as ever, will race Prince clean into turn number 1. Where will they come out in turn number 2? Dakota Long sweating in that black number 8. Out of that second corner, Prince with the run on Huggins. Will he try to outbreak the Subway Ford into 3? He does. Huggins now all up the back end. He's lost the advantage. Prince does it the hard way. It took him 3 laps, and now he's on offense against Dakota Long. The 8 car tries to squeeze the 9, and he messes himself up out of turn number 2. Long's in trouble. Shoup to the inside. And Shoup's got him for 3rd. Well, he's got him in a tie for 3rd. Long with a great run out of turn number 4, but he doesn't have the speed. Shoup will try and cut him off into 1. Long will now take the bottom lane, and Sean Anderson now all up the back end. Perrin Huggins gets around the 9 of Jacob Prince. Prince now back down to the inside. He wants to swap for the lead with Huggins. Prince moves up the racetrack, and he lets out of the throttle. He gives Huggins just enough room to make contact with the wall. The Subway Ford gives the outside a scrape. Still with a great run into that 1st corner. Dakota Long in the 8 car, now sitting in the 4th position. Sean Anderson in 5th, and now the points coming into this race don't look so bleak. Anderson decides he's going to come down into the pits on lap 68. Perrin Huggins will continue on lap 69 without coming down into the pits. There's Dakota Long. Justin Shoup goes the highway out of turn number 2. Will the floodgates open? Will the leaders decide to come on down? They don't. Let's have another look at Jake Prince. This is on lap 66. Prince taking it the hard way around Perrin Huggins. Prince with the run. Huggins tries to play defense as best he can, but Prince just has the momentum out of turn number 4. And here's Jacob Prince making the move for the lead. to the inside of car number 8. Now the 8 car, keep your eyes on Long. Prince tries making that move. I think Long tries to just go down on the 9. He just gives it a little too much wheel. Gets a little desperate, gives it too much wheel, gets himself loose out of the corner. Huggins sitting in the lead. He has not come down into the pits. Long has come down into the pits. There's the number 8 car. Left side's up, left side's down. He is away, and he will continue in that 8th position, 1 lap off the pace. Only 4 cars on the lead lap, and the caution is out. Luke Reed has gone around. Crash for the number 3 Chevrolet. Yellow flag flies at Richmond. Let's see what happened to Luke. Oh, it just gets loose out of turn number 2, tries to save it. And the caution comes out for Reed, spinning on his lonesome. Let's go on board with the 3. So Reed gets himself in trouble. Perrin Huggins has not pitted. Neither has Justin Shoup or Ryan Terrien. So now that leaves Ryan Lindemann, Sean Anderson, Cody Johnson, and Dakota Long all trapped 1 lap down. Drivers are going to come down into the pits for tires, fuel, and whatever else they need to keep on going. So they're going to take a break. We're going to do the same, fans. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more ENEA. Perrin Huggins has control of the field with Jake Prince to his outside. Justin Shoup, who designs the paint schemes for these cars, now sits to the inside of his designed car and the one of Jake Prince in that number 9 on the outside. Huggins peels away. Dakota Long getting his lap back, seemingly with many other drivers that got trapped a lap down under the yellow. Now up to that 7th position, Lindemann on the outside. He also got his lap back. That's for position. Dakota Long wants to move up on Ryan Lindemann. He gets himself spun around, keeps it moving. Perrin Huggins leading this one. Long still stuck, motionless. Long finally backs it up, and now the caution comes out. Perrin Huggins will not put Long an additional lap down. Long spins himself. Let's take a look on how Long and see if there was any contact there. Long moving right up on Lindemann. Not sure what that was about. Let's have another look from up high. Yeah, Long all over the back end of the 5-7. Looks like Lindemann's just motionless. Watch the line on the 5-7 and watch the line on the 8 once again. Looks like Lindemann's just trying to move up the racetrack. Long just goes up on him. And another look. Yeah, Long just moves up the racetrack right into Lindemann. Gets himself turned around. Now we're still green. We're still green. Still green. Let's see if we can see when the caution lights are going to turn on. Still nothing. And it looks like there the lights have finally come on for Dakota Long. The number 3. I'm sorry, the number 8. Goes around. He finds himself in the 6th position still on the lead lap. Perrin Huggins in control of the field. Jake Prince in that 2nd position. Now inside the final 100 laps of action. Nicky Simpson looks like he also had incident. Back to live parade laps after the 3rd caution of the race. Perrin Huggins still up front. Jake Prince sits in 2nd with Bealton, Virginia's Justin Shoup. Sitting in 3rd, Ryan Terrien, comfortably occupying the 4th position, as it were. Lights are still on atop the pace truck. Let's see if we can bother Jake Prince for just a quick word. Jake, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can.
Buddy, you're sitting in that 2nd position right now with Perrin Huggins leading. He was doing an excellent job up front guarding Dakota Long, but now that it's not his job anymore, Huggins is going to have his foot down. Can you get around him, or are you just going to wait?
I mean, it just depends how it all goes, but I definitely feel like me and Justin have been the fastest on the long run. I mean, we was able to run him down from 5 seconds back right there, so really just playing the long game. Tires mean a lot here, so, we'll just see what we got over the long haul.
Less than 100 laps to go. Tires do mean a lot as you only get 2 changes. A lot of guys spinning out on their own. But on this restart here, is it going to be just patience, or are you going to go full on?
I mean, I'm going to get the lead if I can, but I'm not going to put myself in a bad situation to get more damage like I did at the first part of the race. So just going to try to stay clean and be around here at the end, try to go for a win.
6 wins so far this season, buddy. 1 more locks you into the final in Vegas. Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
Prince on the outside. Perrin Huggins will have control on the inside. Green flag will come out with fewer than 100 laps remaining. Let's go racing. Huggins in control of the race. Dakota Long moves up to the 4th position. He gets around Sean Anderson on lap 88. Fantastic restart after the green flag for Long. Gets around Lindemann on the inside off the restart. Gets through Ryan Terrien in turn number 1. He's going to go right through Sean Anderson in turn number 3. Just times the corner perfectly. And now he's in 4th to the inside of Justin Shoup. Battling down into that 3rd corner. Long has the advantage into turn number 3. Shoup on the outside opens the window for Sean Anderson behind him. Jacob Prince can't get up to Perrin Huggins, who's just gone purple. 22:59, fastest lap of the race. Jake Prince sitting ahead of Dakota Long. 91 laps complete. 90 to go. Well, I should say 90 laps complete, now 89 laps to go. But we're halfway. We are halfway in race number 20 in this ENEA season. Next week, the semifinal at Las Vegas. The round of 8 turns into the final round of 4. And then the final at Vegas, 4 drivers, and the best finish gets the championship. Long now to the inside of Prince. He gets loose. He gets desperate into one. Prince still on the outside, but Long showing way too much determination, trying to get around that number 9 car side by side again into that 3rd corner. Huggins goes purple again, 22:56, 94 laps underway. Anderson running 13th. Shoup behind him in the 91. Long sitting in 2nd, chasing down Perrin Huggins. Huggins last time around, 22:82. Let's see if Huggins slows down. Theirs from his quickest lap was 22:5. Now running 22:8. Last time that Dakota Long got to the lead, Perrin Huggins would not pass Long to protect Long's 1st place position. And look at that. All of a sudden, Dakota Long now 1/10 of a second faster than Huggins. Watch those green numbers get consistent. Laps 96, 97, 98. All about to be green. No, red this time around. Long can't be consistent with the run up to Huggins. 2 seconds the gap. Last time around, Huggins 22:77, Long 22:79. 4th, 5th, and 6th all now nose to tail. Jake Prince leading Justin Shoup. Sean Anderson behind him. Cody Johnson now catching up to Ryan Terrien. There's the gap over the last 5 laps. Terrien quicker than Johnson, quicker than Lindemann. And there's the gap back to Anderson. Terrien catching him up quickly. Shoup sitting behind Prince. 2 seconds still the gap from 1st back to 2nd. Let's go on board with the 9. Prince sitting in third. 80 laps to go. 79 now with Huggins crossing the line. These drivers last pitting on lap 75. If it goes green, they'll make it to about 40 to go before they have to pit. Sean Anderson was the first one to pit under green flag conditions. He last pitted on lap 69. He's going to have the most wear on his tires. Terrien now up to 1.5 seconds behind Anderson, and Johnson caught up to Terrien. 2.4 seconds now the gap from first back to second. 2.5 as it crosses that threshold. Dakota Long trying to lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. He comes into this 20th round of racing below that red line. Come next week at Michigan, when the checkered flag flies, any drivers below that red line are out, cut off, and they will not race for the title at Las Vegas. The green number next to Perrin Huggins' name. Not only is he leading the points, but he won last week's event at the Pocono Raceway, so Huggins is locked into the final at Vegas. Been racing here since 1946. One of the oldest racetracks in NASCAR. Can you believe it? Sean Anderson still behind the 91 of Shoup. Prince with some scratches on the left-hand side. Still sitting in that third spot. Shout out to Cody Johnson, who's up 6 places from where he started. He started dead last in that 12th position. Lindemann running in 8th, just trying to stay afloat, just trying to stay on board. Still on the lead lap, so if the caution does come out, he's got nothing to worry about. Even if he goes a lap down, he would be the first car 1 lap down, so he would get the lucky dog. No worries for Lindemann, just needs to keep it pointed in the right direction. Justin Shoup looks like he's running the middle line. Sean Anderson might take advantage. Cody Johnson continues to catch up, while Huggins puts on a masterclass. Let's go on board for a ride around Richmond, and let's show you how the fastest driver tonight gets it done. Perrin Huggins is leading up front. Sun has fully set behind the racetrack now, and the grip will only continue. These three possibly waiting. Prince, Shoup, and Anderson just hanging out. 23-20 for Prince and Anderson that last time through. Perrin Huggins, 23-13. Dakota Long, 22-98. So 2 seconds now the gap. Huggins with a possible mistake last time around, but let's see where these lap times go. 23-15. And the lap times start to tumble again. There's Long reeling in Huggins to the tune of 1 second a lap. 70-some laps remain in this race. Or no, less than that now. I think it's 68 to go. And that time through, lap 112, Long, not quicker than Huggins. 2 seconds now the gap. It hasn't dropped below 2 seconds since Perrin Huggins took that lead. Kyle Chafin cheering for the Braves. He's saying good luck to all. Looking on board, Dakota Long. He's sitting in second. 2 seconds off the pace. Jake Prince almost 5 seconds off of second place. There's Perrin Huggins just in the distance, on board now with Long. Justin Shoup still comfortably in fourth as we approach 60 laps to go. Starting here just under an hour ago, 8:05 Eastern Time. Shoup in the 91. Now trying to come around Jake Prince, who's sitting in third. It is a battle for points. Once again, taking a look at those points. All the drivers with a red square next to their name are not making the next round of the playoffs. Cody McFadden, Dakota Long, Justin Shoup, Ryan Terrien. All this will change by the end of tonight's race. Drivers above that red line are in the playoffs, and they will go to the final in Las Vegas. Perrin Huggins winning last week's race at Pocono. He is locked in. No matter what, he will be racing for the title. Prince, Anderson, Johnson, everything to fight for. Prince running in third, Anderson in fifth, Johnson in sixth. Currently, Anderson and Johnson not averaging good enough to make it to this next round. Cody McFadden, average finish of sixth all season long. He is not in tonight's race. He's going to have a lot of work to do if he chooses to participate next week at Michigan. Dakota Long, we're watching him right now. He's sixth in the standings. He's racing second right now and slowly reeling in Perrin Huggins. Last time around, Huggins 23:33, Long 23:10. The tires are definitely wearing now. The driver's almost 1 second off of their best lap times. That time through, Dakota Long 1/10 quicker than Perrin Huggins, and it's going to be 60 laps to go this time by. Justin Shoup currently running in fourth, but sitting seventh in those point standings, and Ryan Terrien running seventh at the bottom of these standings right now, sitting eighth. A lot of work for him to do. Prince running in third, half a second ahead of Justin Shoup. Drivers possibly 10 to 15 laps away from green flag pit stops. And the last time we had a green flag cycle, the yellow flag flew. Watch for the 13 to dive into the pits. Sean Anderson was the first one to start our green flag pit cycles. He last pitted on lap 69, and he might just start the cycle again. But who knows? Genuinely, who knows? It's the playoffs. So much to race for. And every move has to be calculated. That's just the way it goes at this level. 1 second the gap between Perrin Huggins and Dakota Long. Jacob Prince, 6, almost 7 seconds behind Dakota Long. And if this race goes green to the end, surely you can imagine it's going to be fought between Huggins and Long. But if we get that late race caution, that's going to be something else. The Subway Ford coming up on Ryan Lindemann, who will get out of the way. Lindemann in the 5-7 now becomes the first car 1 lap down. Long coming up behind Lindemann. And the last time Dakota Long tried to come around Lindemann, this happened. Dakota Long moves right up the racetrack, gets himself turned, And the caution does not come out this time around. Perrin Huggins leading by 1 second. And Long is already beneath Lindemann. There's the move, this time decidedly much more clean than the last time through. Not racing for position. Dakota Long now within 1 second to Perrin Huggins, coming up to 52 laps to go at Richmond. If you just joined us, not much has occurred. Perrin Huggins and Dakota Long still dominating the field. Three cautions. Sean Anderson started the green flag cycle. Lucas Reed still there, possibly getting his race car repaired. Anderson now finds himself the second car 1 lap down. Ryan Lindemann now in that lucky dog position. Drivers not far from making green flag pit stops. Perrin Huggins leading this race. He was playing defense in the first half of this race, protecting Dakota Long in first position, trying to guarantee a spot for his friend to make it. Huggins' tires gave out and he ceded the second position to Long. Long has now caught him back up to the tune of 9/10 of a second with 50 laps to go. Justin Shoup, 4/10 behind Jacob Prince, the 6-time winner who is not locked into the final at Vegas. It's going to be an interesting final 50 laps. In Richmond, Virginia, Perrin Huggins still in front. Seven-tenths the gap. Shoup now falling off the trail of Prince. Still, Sean Anderson, the only one to have come down pit road on lap 126. Perrin Huggins still leading as he completes lap 133. Anderson goes green, 22.70. The track at its coolest with the most rubber on it thus far. Fresh tires are going to be a blessing for these drivers. 3/4 of a second the gap from first to second place. Seven-tenths the gap from first to second. Justin Shoup has reeled in Prince. Anderson goes green again with a 22.68. And this time Ryan Terrian holds him up just a bit, 22.86 the last time around for Sean Anderson. Jake Prince now might be under threat to lose that third position. Justin Shoup has reeled him in to the tune of 3/10 of a second. The Coors teammates, nose to tail. Racing Rick letting us know earlier that Justin Shoup actually designed both of these Coors cars. Prince gives way to his teammate. Shoup 7 seconds off the top two. Perrin Huggins extends his lead to 8/10. Dakota Long now behind him. And that black number 8 starting to reel in. That green number 4 coming to 40 laps to go at Richmond. Jacob Prince is in. Here comes the number 9, the 6-time winner, the regular season champion in the Coors Chevrolet. He's in 4th. He's decided to come in. Shoup is in 3rd. Long in 2nd. Perrin Huggins in the lead. 1 second now the gap. Dakota Long might have just burned the magic out of his Goodyears. And if it goes green to the end, does Dakota Long have the patience to save the tires? Huggins, did he just overcook it coming into the pits? He absolutely did. Long behind him. You saw the rotors glow red on that number 4. Have a look. There are the rotors on that 4 glowing just insane. Huggins missing his mark. Long comes in behind him. And Dakota Long passes him on pit road. Have a look at this. Perrin Huggins. Watch Perrin Huggins come into the pits. Again, now Huggins was... Where are we here? Dakota Long passing Perrin Huggins, going into the pits. Huggins just running slow as can be. Again, Huggins playing defense in the first half of the race. Overcooks the lead right into the pits. Does he turn the wheel? Have one more look. Gamesmanship by the number 4. Yeah, he's got the wheel turned all the way. He's just overcooking it. And then Huggins passes him in the pits under pit road speed. Justin Shoup now in the race lead. Now, let's take a look at this pit road speed again. See if we can... We can't pull up a dashboard at the moment. So I can't tell you what speed they're both going here, but there you see Long on the inside. And will just ever so calmly pass Perrin Huggins in the pits. So as they come out, Dakota Long now sits in 4th. Perrin Huggins now running in the 6th position. Sean Anderson between them. Justin Shoup in that race lead. Perrin Huggins now trying to get to the inside of Sean Anderson. Perrin Huggins did not dare pass Dakota Long in the first half of this race. Playing defense for the 8 car. Playing protector to that black Camaro. And now Dakota Long sitting in 4th. Able to pass Perrin Huggins at pit road speed. Huggins makes heavy contact with the wall out of turn number 4. Hopefully he hasn't bent the toe in the subway machine. Dakota Long in 4th, chasing down Ryan Terrien. He pitted on 139. Cody Johnson pitted on 140. Justin Shoup also pitting on lap 140. Pit lane time, not sure how that works out. But Cody Johnson, only 5 seconds in the pits. Did Johnson take fuel only and just a little bit of fuel? Is Johnson saving? Listen to the engine note in the 08. Oh, he's saving all right. That's silence right there. Johnson's saving big time. He only had a 5-second pit stop. It was fuel only for Johnson. Prince did the same, and he still finds himself 1 lap off the pace. Shoup, Johnson, Terrien, the only cars on the lead lap. Dakota Long sitting in that 4th position, 4.3 seconds ahead of Jacob Prince. Prince went fuel only. He's gambling on a late race caution, gambling on fresh tires. 31 laps to go this time by. Justin Shoup leading. Dakota Long to his inside. Bad blood between these two. Will it continue? Long gets around Shoup without a problem. Huggins now to the inside of Justin Shoup. And it looks like, I don't know if Shoup took only right sides or what. He might have just gotten 4 tires there. Let's see Perrin Huggins getting around Justin Shoup here. This is prior here. This is on 148. And that was Jacob Prince, not Justin Shoup. I apologize. See if there's any contact here. Nothing to speak of. So Shoop continues to lead this race as Long and Huggins get their laps back. Shoop has not pitted yet. Justin Shoop last pitted on lap 75. That's why it doesn't make sense. If I would just pay attention to my timing screen, I would get all this right. So Justin Shoop, Cody Johnson, and Ryan Terrien still have not pitted. Gambling on fuel, certainly. But how long can they go? They've gone approximately 80-some laps. If they take the tires all the way and save fuel, they might be able to go 90, but that is a massive stretch. Cody Johnson last pitted on lap 85. He would be going approximately, what, another 85 laps? Nope, 90, yeah, 95 laps. 95 laps for Cody Johnson. 105 laps for Justin Shoop if he intends on making it all the way. The track facts say that's not possible, but crazier things have happened in racing, so we'll see what's about to go down. Perrin Huggins now within a second to Dakota Long, but again, remember, Huggins doing the job of protecting Long and taking care of his lead in the first half of this race. Will the trend continue? Will Dakota Long have Perrin Huggins to look after him when he reassumes this lead? 25 laps remain, and the caution is the gamble for all three of these drivers. Ryan Terrien, Cody Johnson, Justin Shoop. Sean Anderson gets his lap back from the 6th position. Here comes Jacob Prince. Prince finds himself 5 seconds behind Sean Anderson. There's Shoop in the 91, the race leader coming out of turn number 2. Jake Prince now entering turn number 1. 0.7 of a second, the gap to the lead. Does Perrin Huggins dare to overtake Dakota Long? Justin Shoop decides he's going to come in. He's had enough, but on lap 158, about 20 laps after Dakota Long and Perrin Huggins, he's coming in for what is undoubtedly tires and fuel. The gamble for the yellow does not pay off. Cody Johnson, new leader, but Dakota Long hot on his heels. Does Johnson play defense, knowing that the 8 car is much quicker than he is on much fresher tires? There's the caution. Jake Prince goes around just as Cody Johnson is almost overtaken by Dakota Long. 20 laps to go in this race. There's your late race caution. Justin Shoop breathes an incredible sigh of relief. He stays on the lead lap. Jacob Prince, a lap off the mark, spins. Let's have a look. Prince gets loose out of the second corner. He collects Ryan Lindemann. Prince himself tries to stay off the wall. Gives it a little bit of a love tap there. Let's go on board with Prince. With Lindemann. Now, on board with Cody Johnson, keep your eyes in the top right and also in the mirror. You'll see that black Camaro approaching, but watch for those caution lights. There's the yellow lights. Cody Johnson still well ahead of Dakota Long, and Johnson, who had not pitted since lap 85, now gets fresh tires. Cody Johnson still on the lead lap will get fresh tires and fuel on lap 162 compared to Dakota Long, who got fresh tires and fuel on lap 139, and with only 6 cars being shown on the lead lap, we're going to have a restart inside the final 17 laps of racing. This is going to be a sensational run to the finish. Don't miss it, fans. We're going to be back in 2 minutes with more ENEA racing. Dakota Long leading this race. He'll have control of the field. Perrin Huggins will be on the outside, but you can take a look at Huggins already laying back. Huggins will make no contest to Long in the 8, and he will try and slot in and protect Long once again like he did at the beginning of the race. Let's see if the strategy works. Huggins lays back big time. He gives Long the lead without contest. Sean Anderson says, "I'll take second. Thank you very much." 14 laps to go coming up. Cody Johnson slides way outside. Perrin Huggins goes deep on the inside of Sean Anderson, looking to protect Long once again. Here comes Justin Shoup on the outside of Perrin Huggins. Anderson is in the wall. Second will go to Huggins. Shoup now behind that 4 car. Huggins looking to protect Dakota Long as much as he can. He's laying back off the throttle. Listen to Huggins. Ginger on the throttle, not attacking it as in laps previous. Have a listen to Long. Three-tenths now the gap as Huggins tries to open up some space. Have another listen. Ginger off that 4th corner. Huggins has won. He's locked into the next round of the playoffs. Justin Shoup. Will he hold off Jacob Prince? Prince trapped a lap down. He brought out the caution, so he will not get his lap back. Long still leads. Huggins 0.6 of a second ahead of Sean Anderson. He's got the heat in the tires. 10 to go this time by, and if a caution doesn't come out, that should be the race. But now Prince trying to get to the inside of Anderson. The 91 of Shoup. Racing Anderson as well. That's a move for 3rd. Prince now gets to the inside of the 1-3. Anderson now left behind. Cody Johnson had a slip just off the restart. 9 at the line. Prince goes wide. He makes contact. He spins, and the caution comes out once again. 2nd time in a row that Jacob Prince gets loose off of turn number 2. Have a look. On board with Jake. Not a mistake you would expect him to make. Have a listen. Just gives it too much throttle again. And maybe the desperation just setting in for Jake Prince. On board. Prince spins again, so we've now been set up for another grandstand finish. Again, Perrin Huggins choosing to lay off Dakota Long on that last restart. He stayed back, gave his friend the undisputed lead. Perrin Huggins with ultimate gamesmanship, protecting his friend, and now making sure that Long runs away with the lead in that number 8. We'll see if it pays off. It paid off on the last restart, and it could pay off the dividends once again. Justin Shoup will be restarting behind Dakota Long. See if we can have a quick word with Perrin Huggins if he's available. Perrin Huggins, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I got you, Rick. What's up?
Buddy, you have been the fastest car all night long. In the first half of the race, you were playing great defense, protecting the back end of Dakota Long. On the last restart, you hung back, let Dakota Long get up into the lead. You have been playing fantastic defense all night long for your friend in that 8 car. Are you going to play offense and try and go for the lead, or is it all about Dakota tonight?
Well, I'll go for the win here, but the last run, like mid run, I smacked the wall hard, so I have a bunch of right side damage, and so I mean I'll do my best, but I hope I win it. I'll go for it for sure though.
We saw the smack coming out of turn number 4. Matter of fact, it still looks like the toe is bent in on that Subway Ford. So you did substantial damage again. What are your plans for the restart, PH? Are you going to hang back and let the 8 car get the undisputed lead, or are you going to give him a fight?
I'll give him a fight for sure, but I do not want the 91 to win. So I'm gonna race him very hard. So we'll see what goes down here, man.
Best of luck, buddy. Green flag next time by. Let's see what you got.
Yeah,
oh,
thank you, Rick.
Long taking the outside, Perrin. Was this something you two talked about?
Yes, it was.
Dakota Long taking the outside. We'll see just how heavy that right foot is when the green flag flies, buddy. Best of luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
We'll see what happens this time through. Dakota Long electing the outside. Perrin Huggins electing the inside. Does Huggins give Long a fight? Does he let off the throttle? 4 laps to go this time by.
Green flag.
Green flag. Let's go racing. Long cuts in heavy onto Shoup. Huggins hits the yellow line. He gets Long around. He spun Long. There goes Dakota Long. Caution comes out. And we're going to restart. Caution number 6 is out on the racetrack. Dakota Long gets spun by Perrin Huggins in turn 2. And Dakota Long wrecking Justin Shoup. Exactly what was done a week ago. Dakota Long damaging his own car. Dakota Long still in the top 5. wrecks his own car out of spite for Justin Shoup. Long has jumped to the pits. He's quit. Dakota Long has quit this race. Perrin Huggins in the lead. Unbelievable behavior. Have a look at the green flag. Let's break all of this down. Here's the restart. Huggins hanging back. Gets right in front of Shoup. There's Huggins. You see no contact. Watch the green flag again. Watch the green flag again. You'll see moonlight between the 91 and the 4. Or stadium light in this case. Oh, okay, so there's a heavy bump. But the second time, there was no contact. Huggins gets right into Long. Long decides he's going to turn himself. And just like last week when Long wrecked out of turn number 3 in Pocono, he will come up to Justin Shoup, wreck his car on purpose, and himself. Again, watch the green flag here. You'll see a bump from the 91 to the 4. Right there. And now the second time, there will be no bump. Huggins spins Long. Long will get collected by Terrien. Shoup makes it through. The rivalry between Shoup and Long continues. Shoup makes it through, and Dakota Long decides, if I can't win, neither can you. Listen to Dakota Long intentionally wreck car 91. Perrin Huggins in the race lead. Ryan Terrien in second. It will be a green-white checkered finish to the end. Under a dark cloud of drivers not being able to control their temperature once again. So it will be 1.5 miles to decide this race. Dakota Long takes out himself. Justin Shoup will restart in the 3rd position. And not sure if Long was ejected or what have you there, but yeah, that's the way the cookie crumbles, isn't it? So it'll be 3 miles to go. Perrin Huggins, Ryan Terrien on the outside, Justin Shoup in 3rd. Huggins gets a great jump. There goes Terrien to the inside. Shoup looks to make the dive for it. Anderson on the high side. Shoup out of turn 2. Terrien to the inside. Huggins running away with this one. White flag this time by Ryan Terrien. Shoots high. Gets right into Cody Johnson. Here comes Jake Prince in the 9 to the inside. Will Terrien play defense to the 9? Johnson in the 0-8 wants a piece too. He wants that podium. Johnson all over the back end of the 6. Shoup goes high. 4 wide out of the corner. More contact. Johnson's done. Huggins will win. Jake Prince in 2nd. Sean Anderson to 3rd. Will Shoup give him trouble? Terrien decides to wreck Shoup through turn number 3. Shoup turns into Terrien. Here comes Cody Johnson. While these two have crashed, and Cody Johnson will take 4th. Sean Anderson will take 3rd. Jacob Prince jumps immediately to the pit lane. Perrin Huggins, your winner at Richmond. On the podium now after an eventful final 2 restarts, Sean Anderson gets the bronze medal tonight in the number 13 Ford. Sean, you survived all of that mayhem, and here you are with a 3rd place finish.
Yeah, I have no idea how that happened. One of those last cautions there, I actually came down pit road to check my tires because they're pretty worn out. I had pitted last on like lap 130, and I just wanted to go to the back. I knew something bad was going to happen, so I wanted to try to stay out of it, and I got lucky there.
The fuel strategy paid off as well. You stayed off brilliantly until the very last lap. The caution came out exactly when you needed it. Luck was on your side. Man, you are 3rd in points headed into next week's cutoff race at Michigan. You find yourself 4 points above the cut line.
Yeah, I just need a good race there. Hopefully I can finish top 3 or top 5 and advance to the final 4. That's the goal, and we'll see what happens, I guess.
Best of luck, pal. We'll see you in a week. 2nd place tonight, Jake Prince, the South Carolinian, with a silver medal tonight. Jake, you're still in 2nd. You are 7 points behind Perrin Huggins, and you find yourself 19 above the cut, headed into Michigan.
Yeah, I feel good about that. Hopefully, I'm a little bit quicker there. I ran crazy all night. It's definitely not one of my best tracks, and I'm not afraid to shy away from that. And definitely need to get better there. And hell, I wrecked my teammate there, and then I wrecked my myself. And it's just, I don't know. I hate that I brought out those 2 cautions. I got lucky to come home 2nd. Obviously a crap show at the end, but we'll go on to next week and see what we can do in Michigan. Obviously still decent on points. So, I just hate the way tonight unfolded for me. Definitely not proud of that performance.
Best of luck, man. We'll see you at the Rolling Hills in a week's time.
Yep, thank you.
Perrin Huggins, another race win for you. Make it 6 wins this season. You are equal with Jacob Prince. You're still locked into the final at Las Vegas, and now you get a week to relax.
Oh yeah, man. I have no words to describe what in the actual what happened at the end of that thing. First off, I was trying to help the 8, and then the 91 knocked me into the 8, and then I was trying to help the 6 win and give him the bottom, and then the 91 send it in again. So I'm not sure what's up with him, but he was a menace. But I'm happy to win at Richmond. That has always been a place I've never been fast on iRacing, and so we'll take it and see what happens at Michigan next week. I'm pretty happy to win Richmond.
Win number 6 and 2 more potential W's on the calendar, Perrin. We'll see you in a week's time.
Yep, thank you, Rick.
Fans at home, the calamity continues. The semifinal of ENEA will be next week right here on Rick James TV. You cannot miss this one. 4 drivers will make it out after 8 go in. Hold on. We'll see what happens in a week's time, but until that next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all